Alright, so do you think we're going to see pollsmor bust out your weird Brinstar route?
I wouldn't put it past him, but I don't think there's much reason for it.
Yeah, I don't think there's a reason for it either, but that hasn't stopped pollsmor from doing similarly weird things in the past.
You know, I'd approve of such a weird thing to do, but honestly, I think pollsmor is going to try to impress us with really stupid things that I don't care about.
Yeah, probably. We've got some pretty good sync going on for this first few rooms. Which, I mean, you kind of expect that when you look at players of this caliber.
Yeah, I think Destructor kind of killed it just slightly because he had a little bit of problems morphing, but it was so early on it doesn't.
Yeah, no, any lead gained here in Brinstar is going to be insignificant.
Yeah, it's a matter of frames, and this game is...
yeah, I mean, there's maybe, at worst, you might see like a 10 or a maybe 15 seconds if something goes catastrophically wrong for one of these players, and there are plenty of tricks later on in the run that lose that much time if you fail them, so...
Yeah, this isn't Super Mario Brothers 1. There are loads of mistakes you can make that lose a ton of...
Yep.
So one of the first things coming up here is a double. Let's see if they both know.
No double for pollsmor, no double for Destructor.
Well, second try for...
Destructor got spikes.
Yeah, so pollsmor, you have two tries at the double. pollsmor got on a second try, and Destructor got the bad RNG on top of not getting the double, so it loses like 10 seconds or so.
Yeah, Destructor lost a bunch of time there. But I mean, there's only so much you can do about the spikes. There's a certain way you can handle the fight that will make it less likely to give you spikes, but it's not a guarantee. The only thing you can do to guarantee not getting spikes is to get the double.
Which is nearly a frame perfect trick, so...
Yeah, it's not something that most people are reasonably consistent with. Good high room from both players. It's always good to see.
pollsmor falling to the bottom there. That's always a little annoying to see it happen, but it's not a huge time.
Yeah, Brinstar is basically just filled with relatively small time loss. It can add up to a decent chunk, but it's nothing like what we're going to see later on. Or hopefully don't see later on, rather. So this is where the first route divergence typically takes place. If everything goes about according to plan, these two are going to be doing the same route.
Yeah, it makes our job easier, and it makes it interesting for you guys to see people doing the same thing.
Yeah, pollsmor is doing some farm strats, which suggests that he's going to be sticking to his standard late Brinstar approach. Destructor skipping that farm. That's a bold play.
So you would like the farm using my new my new Brinstar route too?
Yeah, you would.
Given the ammo, but I still don't see anybody really doing it. Right?
Yeah. I mean, it's such a small potential time save. But yeah, Destructor tried to save up some time by farming. So with this route, they don't have quite enough missiles to do everything they need to do in Kraid, so they need to farm a little bit. So that farm that Destructor skipped is kind of slow. pollsmor, what are you doing? Excuse me. Destructor, thank you for doing that properly. pollsmor fell down there.
Well then, my early Brinstar route is definitely easier than the other version of early Brinstar, but it doesn't have the advantage of healing, so it's
Yeah, it's definitely harder than late Brinstar, and it's not a whole lot faster. Destructor is still one missile drop short of where he wants to be. pollsmor, I think, has exactly the amount he wants.
Is it just me, or is pollsmor's screen cropped badly?
Yeah, it looks like it's a little. It looks like it's a little too tall.
Yeah, the health is a little cropped off, which is slightly annoying. I don't know why that is exactly. It's on pollsmor.
I don't know. Let me check.
So it looks like both runners have enough missiles for Acid Worm. Destructor would like to have a little more because he's only... Wait, no. Destructor is going to need a little more. His ammo count's a fortune out of this.
Destructor is literally one missile short of where he wants to be. So he might farm that. He did not.
No, the best option on average is just to farm the missiles before Acid Worm.
Yeah, which we might see pollsmor doing anyway. I wouldn't, personally. And pollsmor doesn't either. Good. Destructor absolutely needs to, so...
Yeah, no way around it, really. And he gets 2, which is actually really nice. It's not actually a slow farm, really, but...
Yeah, it's, what, about a second and a half?
Something like that. In some situations, it's the best thing you can do to farm.
pollsmor, I actually can't tell if that's 3 missiles or 9 missiles. One would be really good, one would be really bad. Oh, it was,
5, yeah.
it was 5. So that's really bad. Destructor has 11, which is good.
Yeah, pollsmor can get lucky a little later. We'll see how it goes, but typically you want to have at least 20 for the side hoppers a little later. And if you end up with some horrible number like 16 for that room and you don't get any drops, your finger's gonna start hurting really badly. I hate that.
Yeah, being short missiles for the giant side hoppers is just absolutely terrible. pollsmor looks like he's at 17 right now, if I had to guess.
17 isn't a terrible number to be at.
It's not. It's a little scary, but...
I'd rather be at 18 because...
Yeah, 18's a lot nicer, that's for sure.
Yeah, the side hopper will usually drop at least 1 missile.
Yeah,
but,
not always, but
no, it
usually.
doesn't always happen.
pollsmor's 1 missile short. And
pollsmor does a weird strategy for that side hopper.
yeah. So each missile is 10 regular beam shots. So each missing missile that you have for that giant side hopper costs you, I want to say, about half a second, if not more.
Half a second sounds about right. It might be a little less time if we were able to react perfectly, but I don't see anybody counting their beam shot.
Yeah, I mean, the beam has a cooldown of 6 frames. So 6 times 9 is what? Hold on just a second.
So it looks like Destructor is having a really, really nice boring room, except for that ending. He got kind of trolled by the enemies. But that was the place where he was cashing out the pollsmor, because pollsmor did not have good side hoppers.
Alright. I'm back. What did I miss?
You didn't miss too much. Destructor had a bit of unfortunate luck in side hopper room.
Oh, really?
In the boring room, I mean.
Oh, the boring room, yeah. Boring room RNG is definitely something that happens.
It was a shame too, because he had a really, really good. He dealt with the side hoppers really well. Oh yeah, that fall. That's like a 4.
Oh, Destructor. Yeah, he just didn't even shoot. Oh man, this is.
Yeah, this is one of those things that snowballs if you
Destructor.
do it badly. Oh, he's very unhappy right now, I think, or his controller died. One of the.
I'm gonna go with controller died. Oh man, that was so unfortunate.
That was a bunch of snowballing there.
Yeah, that was. Whew.
If you don't get right away, those enemies can start coming and ruin your day, and that lost him a whole chunk of time.
Okay, he still got the 2 round. He was a little too far forward, so Kraid was swiping at him, but he still pulled the 2 round out of it.
So, how did I don't know? Maybe Destructor can tell us in chat. But was that his controller dying? Because I know he's been having controller problems. Or was he just angry? I can't tell.
Yeah, it can be really hard to tell.
So I guess we'll see when.
I mean, with that sort of thing, I could very easily see it being both.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's really hard to tell. So Destructor is gonna have a massive disadvantage here. pollsmor is gonna exit at 45. It looks like.
Yeah, that was that probably cost him upwards of 30 seconds. He was there for a long time.
Oh, Destructor broke off the blocks. That's
a frame perfect jump, I think.
It is, yeah. It might be pixel perfect too, and in some scenarios anyway. Okay, so Destructor. Ooh, what is happening? Destructor. Ew. So Destructor is 31. pollsmor exit at 45.
Yeah, yikes. That's like a 45-second disadvantage for Destructor.
Yeah, that's no good.
I mean,
this is definitely pollsmor's race to lose.
Yeah, at this point, pollsmor's movement is generally good enough that I don't think Destructor is going to catch up 45 seconds just based on movement, but
yeah, if Destructor plays out of his mind and calms down, there's a chance though. So let's hope he plays well.
Excuse me. Yeah, and then pollsmor is kind of notoriously bad at the Ridley area.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna count my chickens before they hatch, so to speak.
No,
but
we're 15 minutes into a 1 hour and 15-minute long race, so there is very much still plenty of time for this to even have multiple lead changes. Oh, no charge spark for Destructor.
Destructor, if you're listening in chat, just take a deep breath, calm down, and play the game. Don't worry about it.
Yep. It's not over till it's over, especially with this category.
Yeah, there are plenty of ways you can win. Like, for example, that scenario where pollsmor got the turnaround grab, which is actually really slow for
Yep. I also saw pollsmor practicing some various shenanigans here. And he doesn't do any of them? Okay. I mean, that's a sensible play. Power grip is kind of an underrated item, I think.
I don't know about underrated. Everybody loves it in the Zero Mission community.
Well, I don't know that anyone really felt much about it, at least until the randomizer came along.
Well, maybe so, but now that it is out, I mean, I don't know, because I used to do runs where I would go around bomb jumping everywhere and not being out of that, and that's actually
pretty slow.
Pretty hard. Like if you try playing the game
without the power grip, yeah.
No, without being in morph, you have to stay in morph all game. Trying that is really.
Oh, interesting. Also, you're cutting out your last words, by the way.
Okay, I'll try fixing that. It's hard.
Yeah. I wonder if we're gonna see any shenanigans in Norfair. I don't expect any Norfair shenanigans, but
honestly, I don't think there are any shenanigans in Norfair. High jump first is a legitimate route. I don't think it's shenanigans, but none of these runners go for it, and their ammo count is not good for it anymore.
Well, that's why I would consider it shenanigans in the context of this race.
I don't know. I think calling it shenanigans delegitimizes it a little bit. So.
I mean, you're not wrong, but yeah, I mean, I feel like just in general, doing a route that you don't normally do and aren't used to, I feel like that falls in the realm of shenanigans.
I don't know. I mean, it's a semantics argument, so.
Oh well, yeah.
But
pollsmor is having quite a time here in Norfair. He's not like making anything. He's not doing anything like majorly wrong. He's just making all sorts of small errors that are just going to add up.
Yeah, and these are moments where Destructor can catch up. It is a 45-second deficit. This is true, but
yeah, I mean, if he saves a second every minute, then he's right back in it.
Yeah, and looking at pollsmor, what did he do in that room? That was not a good room at all.
Yeah, pollsmor's play is fairly sloppy right now.
Yeah, and I think that was intentional, his heated room. He uses missiles and kind of like cuts his jump short and stuff and doesn't use charge beam.
Yeah. Destructor knows about the good subpixels there. That's good.
And it looks like he knows about proper strategies for this round.
Yep. Oh, pollsmor fell down there.
Wow, yeah, that's a big time loss.
Yeah, that's probably about 10 seconds right there, if I had to guess.
Yeah, this is one of those games where door transitions mean a whole lot. They're the reason why so many different routes are viable. And
Yeah, each door is, what, a second and a half or so?
Each door is like 2 seconds, I think.
2 seconds?
So,
Yeah. So 2 extra doors is 4 seconds lost.
Yeah, and if you make a mistake that has a room that makes you change rooms, you have automatically 4 to a second time loss, and that's gonna matter more in the next area coming up. But it can still happen anywhere else, really.
Absolutely.
It's just not as common. It's a little weird to see that mistake there.
Yeah, that's definitely a bit of an unusual one. It happens, but it's
it happens to the best of us.
Yep. I think pollsmor is going to be planning on healing here. Destructor has really, really good health right now. So he's making the sensible play of probably going for screw attack heal.
Yeah, high jump heal is a little faster if we get the heal glitch, but it's not free, and Destructor does not do heal glitch anyways.
Yeah, Destructor has been known to try skipping both heals.
His ammo's a little low, though.
Yeah, his health is fine.
Yeah, that's a shame. That would have been a perfect room.
Oh, he springballed out of it. That hurts to see. He got it, but then he springballed right out of it.
Destructor springballed out of it? Oh, did
Money Spark
get Money Spark? Yeah.
Yeah, he did. Too bad Money Spark is a garbage pollsmor. Pollsmor, I think in the last Hondo tourney, he met his tournament's end in this room.
Did he now?
I think so. I mean, he's got tons of health for it, but he lost almost 200 health to that room, and it should take about 150.
Yeah, making a mistake in that room.
It snowballs.
Yeah, and if you don't heal, these players all heal, but if you don't heal, you lose you can just die because.
Yeah. Or if you heal at high jump too. Ooh, Destructor also healed. He's still fine. But yeah, if you heal at high jump, you don't have too much health for that room either.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I don't like the high jump heal too much.
Yeah, exactly. And it was definitely like part of the learning curve, and learning to actually skip the heal is, you become exactly aware of how much damage everything does.
I mean, for the most part, it depends on the route you do. There are so many different routes that you can go with a route where it's absolutely free to skip the heal.
Yeah, you can. pollsmor making use of the buffered charge shot there to release his shot on the first frame after exiting the door.
Not necessary, but it does make your life a little easier.
Yeah, it does. It's a cool little piece of tech. So we're coming up to Cocoon. I think Destructor will have a bit of an advantage at the Cocoon fight, because I think pollsmor just does... Yeah, pollsmor does the standard, in quotes, strat. Which it's really free in this category, but...
He doesn't even do a fast version of it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You can save a little bit of time by shooting the right side. 3 shots on the right side upwards. Don't know why he doesn't do that.
That was the easiest Cocoon fight, but also the slowest Cocoon fight.
So pollsmor enters at 24:09. Let's see what Destructor gets.
Destructor does the fast strat. Oops. Destructor. Well. Oh, it's his controller. That really sucks. You never like to see controller issues.
Yeah, that's a shame because he would have gained
He would have
like
gained
6-7 seconds in Norfolk, but instead he's just lost time.
Yeah. He did have a much better Norfair than pollsmor.
Yeah, that's a huge shame. When I hate controller issues.
Me too, man. Me too. I think that's one thing that everyone can agree on.
Yeah. And he's been having controller issues for a while. I don't know why they weren't fixed yet.
Oh, it's one of those things. I mean, so many computer-related problems are like that, where you think it goes away, you think you fixed it, and then it comes right back a few days later. What
I find
on earth was that ice cliff set up, pollsmor?
Yeah, that was not what you want to do.
What are you doing, man?
He's helping Destructor out. Nice guy, pollsmor.
Ah, yes. I think that's a missed Imagus work for Destructor. That's not a big deal, though.
Oh, that was a slick fall into the pit by Destructor.
pollsmor, why are you using all missiles? That's an interesting farm strat. Hey, pollsmor actually did that diagonal properly. Ooh, good ice clip from Destructor.
So we didn't mention it, but making mistakes in Ridley can be really costly. Any small mistake can just take 10 seconds from your time.
Yeah, especially in these puzzle rooms like the one Destructor's in. Basically, if you fall in any of these rooms, you have to leave and re-enter the room. And depending where you fail, I mean, that can be just a ridiculous amount of lost time.
Yeah, the trick pollsmor just got. That's the most costly.
pollsmor? Okay, good. We've covered that. I'm not supposed to do a ball spark there, but he reacted to that properly, so that was good.
If you know what to do and you're ball sparking, it's not that bad.
Yeah, the ball spark can be a good strat because it does let you skip. It lets you skip that ledge grab if you do it correctly, but pollsmor didn't.
Yeah, you kind of have to ensure the ledge grab skip and actually getting it. You have to turn around and morph, which is a little.
Yeah, it's a bit strange. I mean, it's not. I don't think it's faster. pollsmor, what are you doing? That spark isn't even faster. Although supposedly it is if you have long beam.
It's very minor though.
But yeah, it's definitely not faster if you bonk right into the platform like pollsmor did. Oh, are you taking off, Sam?
Oh yeah, there's stuff happening upstairs.
Oh, Destructor! This missing speed jump is one of the most tilting mistakes, but fortunately, it's the.
He did the same thing. He's not even failing it in the typical ways. He's just missing the missile shot.
There you go, Destructor. Third time's the charm. I think pollsmor's only at 7 supers. Oh no, wait, yeah, 9. No, I'm dumb. His super count is fine. pollsmor does the slowest strat, stopping to bomb the door. Tisk tisk.
Yeah, let's call it an airplane down.
Yeah, that was why I made the taking off joke. But I guess that one fell pretty flat.
No, I just didn't react to it.
So, in other words, the joke fell flat.
I mean, the joke was understood. I just didn't find it particularly funny. But...
That's what a joke falling flat means, Sam.
I know.
Okay. All right.
But it's pretty funny to make. You know, it's actually pretty funny to make you fumble around a bit.
Destructor doing the best strat in that room.
No, this is our typical commentary.
Yeah.
Because John and I actually hate each other. We're like the worst of enemies, so we don't like commentating with each other.
Sam.
What's up?
You know that's not true.
I mean, chat thinks it. Chat thinks that though.
One time, chat thought we hated each other. And that wasn't even when we were doing commentary on a race like this. That was when it was like a marathon run commentary.
Yeah, that's true.
And it was just because you were constantly making fun of my gameplay.
I mean, why not? We do it all the time.
Pollsmor doing a dumb strat.
I think he loses time doing it that way because he gets a weird ledge grab.
It loses time and it's harder. Like, just do jumpy. And if you're gonna do a dumb strat, at least do the wall jump, which is the fastest strat. I can't remember what Pollsmor's exit time was. 31, 36, or 46, something like that.
We'll be able to tell more easily once they enter Torian.
What, because their routes are going to converge when they enter Torian?
No, but I think Torian's an easy. Like to me, it's the first half of the game, basically.
Well, yeah, it is. 35 minutes is exactly half of 110. So Torian's a pretty good approximation for the first half of the game, which you know, it makes the typically accepted definitions of early, mid, and late game a bit weird. Because usually when people talk about early game, they talk about everything leading up to Torian. And then when people talk late game, they talk everything after Suitless.
Which makes a bit of sense.
Yeah. So, I mean, that basically means the mid-game is Torian and Suitless, which is not at all the same length as the early and late game.
No, they're really not. But part of the late game, especially getting to power bombs, isn't very interesting. You don't lose a whole lot of time either on that split.
Yeah, there's not much going on between entering Torian and getting power bombs. Let's see if Destructor does this more correctly than Pollsmor does. Or did. Yes, he does.
So if you collect a missile like that, you can just platform up and you don't lose any time. And it's a little bit easier to do the platforming, I think, from above. I don't know, this route is faster if you get the missile, but it's not even any faster or slower if you don't. So.
Yeah, there's so many tiny little route variations like that in this category.
Yeah, there are like 20 different viable routes if you so choose.
Yeah. I mean, granted, I wouldn't consider getting the missile early or late to be a route, but...
No, but it's a small deviation, so...
Yeah, you could probably come up with probably about 15 different viable routes between the 3 options for Brinstar. the 2 options for Norfair and the 2 options for cleanup.
You could come up with even more that are somewhat viable too, like that lose a handful of seconds. Like there are some Norfair routes that lose a handful of seconds. There are a few Chisodi options that could lose a handful of seconds that are still decent. But...
Yeah, that's true. I mean, considering all the things that aren't completely optimal, I mean, you probably are coming up to 30 or 35 different route choices you could make.
So we don't get Varyasuit because the game gives it to us automatically once we kill Charlie.
Yep, Charlie being the boss at the end of the suitless section.
Yeah, we have affectionately named him Charlie because all dogs go to heaven.
Yeah.
So let's see when pollsmor enters.
3602, the pollsmor Classic.
Yeah, the classic not good enough for 35.
Yep. pollsmor has a weird amount of trouble with that, considering how good his PB is, but...
I mean, he doesn't do runs, so...
Yeah, that's to be expected. Destructor, I think, is looking at 54.
You know, that's a much less of a difference than I figured it would be since he missed speed jump twice.
Yeah, this is much closer than 53 for Destructor, so he's behind by 51 seconds, which, considering everything that's gone wrong for him, that's really not as bad as I thought.
So, controller issues are what happened, Nick.
Yeah, Destructor lost... I want to say Destructor lost about 30 of those seconds to controller issues, if not more.
Yeah, and the rest he lost, I think, to tilt, but it's hard to say for sure.
Yeah, I mean, controller issues are tilting. There's no...
Oh yeah, I mean, definitely.
pollsmor, what are you doing in this room?
Well, that gives Destructor some of the time he can save here, so...
Yeah, Paul's is just trying to make it a close race, I guess.
I don't like using those last 2 missiles there. I think it's much better to save 2 supers for glass.
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. You can, depending on what you're trying to do with your run, you could gamble a bit there and hope you get a super.
It's not so worth it, especially for those Metroids, honestly.
pollsmor. Destructor seems to be having a much cleaner time here in Torian than pollsmor. Haven't actually seen how good his super drops have been. Did he kill that Metroid on the left? I'm assuming he did.
Yeah, I guess he just didn't collect the drops.
Destructor did the same thing. He used 2 supers.
Yeah, and the problem with using your supers there instead of at glass is a lot more can go wrong at glass versus 2 Metroids that are already frozen. So.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Having additional supers from other brains glass is really nice.
You also have to pivot between the platforms a little bit, which is also a little slow.
Destructor. Okay. Still a better fight than pollsmor's. Yeah. Much better fight. 39-28 escape for pollsmor. Ooh, Destructor's really far to the left. He's going to have to jump extend. Okay. Good, he had the presence of mind to do that.
So, are we going to be seeing anybody skip the heal here?
If I'm pollsmor, I heal. I think pollsmor just always heals anyway.
Which is really slow. be sure.
Yeah, healing in 100% loses, I think, 8 seconds on average.
I think it's 6 seconds on average, but it's close.
Yeah, 40-10. So Destructor saved quite a bit of time in Torian. I want to say Destructor saved almost 10 seconds in Torian there.
Yeah, and if pollsmor heals, he can definitely save quite a bit of time.
If I'm Destructor, I'm skipping the heal. Which,
if you're skipping the heal too anyway.
Well, yes, but I mean, if I'm in Destructor's place, I don't think there's much of a choice about it. I mean, he knows pollsmor's gonna heal, and so he knows pollsmor isn't gonna die. So his only hope is to just take every second he possibly can, and that includes skipping the heal. Which, for Destructor, that's extra risky, because if he has a controller disconnect in the wrong spot, I mean, that could very easily kill him. Because if you skip the heal, one hit from the pirates is death.
I don't know why you would heal in PB attempts, so that's really slow.
Yeah, I wouldn't heal in PB attempts for sure.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, heal takes 8 seconds and you save 2 seconds on average on the Charlie fight.
I thought the heal was 10 seconds. Well, we can take a look on... No, we can't take a look on Destructor's screen. He probably is skipping it. Never mind. So much for that brilliant idea. So, Suitless is an area that there's no randomness involved. So, just platforming, and we could see Destructor pick up a few seconds here. You could also see him lose a few seconds. It really depends.
He got the pirates to commit suicide on each other.
Yeah, there's another word for that. I can't remember what it is, but...
Yeah, I was trying
pollsmor just missed that strat, and he doesn't know the fast backup. So that's probably
7 seconds.
Yeah, that's 7 seconds lost for pollsmor.
Yeah, so if Destructor gets it, that's 15 seconds he has right on this split versus pollsmor.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the more major things that can go wrong in this segment. Oh, Destructor gets it.
I think that was like the last raid.
Yeah, that was really sketchy, but he got it, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, so we are seeing some kind of legendary catch up maybe.
He's made up a lot of time on this split so far. All we have to do is see if he can cash that out by surviving. But the ruins section is, I think, quite a bit more dangerous than the ship section.
Yeah, so. And by quite a bit more dangerous, we mean there are two spots where you can die.
Yeah, as opposed to like 0.
Yeah.
pollsmor misses Sam strat. How do you feel about that?
Well, that's difficult, I guess. He's not the most consistent with it. So.
It took me a while to be consistent with Sam strat.
Yeah, it's one of those things. You have to have your movement just right in that room. You can't go too fast, can't go too slow.
Yep. So for a while, I was of the opinion that it just sometimes didn't work, and I have no idea why, but it's been a while since I've had that problem.
Yeah.
Destructor gets it, though. That's another second or so for him.
Yeah, it's going to be a little more than a second because... oh, never mind. What I was going to say is that by going for it, you automatically lose time to... versus not having gone for it at all and saving a second. So
well, pollsmor went for it, so I mean...
Yeah, so it's
about a second compared to pollsmor.
No, it's a little more, but anyway. Destructor
okay, gotcha.
the next group.
Yeah.
So he negated the time save for
that's one of the dangerous rooms that Destructor's through.
Yeah, he's through all the dangerous rooms now, and he should be safe if he doesn't mess up his wall jumps. Yeah,
that's basically it. This next room, if you mess up wall jumps at the very end, then... Okay, not this room, but like this room. If you mess up the wall jumps here at the end, then you're probably dead because there's about 50 pirates down here at the bottom waiting for you.
Yeah, it's just not something I could see happening unless his controller dies.
Yeah, no problems there, which is good.
I missed when pollsmor entered.
I did as well. We'll look at when the cutscene ends.
Yeah.
So, looks like this cutscene's ending at 46:33 for pollsmor.
Yeah, the whiteout at 33.
And then pollsmor should have the better fight here because he can damage boost. And damage boosting on average saves you 1 second per round. .58, so 25 seconds behind for Destructor.
Yeah, so he's caught up a huge...
Yeah, he saved a lot of time in Suitless. We'll see if Charlie... Ooh, that was not a great Charlie for pollsmor. He died in a really bad spot. So let's see how nice Charlie is to Destructor here. Doesn't look bad so far. This round's pretty slow.
Yeah.
That was really slow. Holy cow. Ooh. Ooh.
That was a really nice spot for him to die.
Yeah, that was pretty good. It's not the best, but it's better than what pollsmor got.
So, random question. Where does holy cow come from? What makes a cow holy?
Have you ever been to India?
No. I can't say I have.
Do you know anything about Indian culture?
Not really, no.
In Indian culture, cows are holy.
I guess that makes sense.
So, in India, it's roughly equivalent of saying something along the lines of, "Oh my God," or something like that. Yeah, pollsmor got the E-Tank Spark. Neither of them did a good setup to start the Spark.
It looks like Destructor tried it, but he was not confident and went a little bit forwards.
Well, that's the thing. If you don't know for sure that it works, it does look really scary. Because you break the speed boost blocks on the very first frame of your speed boost. And Destructor got the E-Tank Spark as well. That's awesome. I have to admit, I was a little worried about that. But hopefully, Destructor's in the chat. Hopefully he's actually watching and he knows that he caught up by almost 15 seconds in Suitless. So hopefully that's like a rallying cry for him. Now they're just making their way to power bombs. Just more movement, not much in the way of tricks here.
Yeah, this is a part of the run where really nothing happens.
Yeah, I mean,
it's hard to lose a lot of time here.
I find the movement to be, generally fun, but there's really not much going on here. It's not a very interesting part of the run.
It's even more boring the second time around. because we do the same movement later on, and it is stupid.
Yep. This is.
Destructor, no one does that room properly back there before glass.
Yeah, everyone freezes and kills the pirate, myself included. I'm guilty of that.
I am not, but that's because I'm not lazy.
I mean, all right, sure.
I mean, it's really easy. There's nothing to it.
I mean, I don't know, man. Ooh, Destructor making a small error in that room. That's it. I mean, that's about all we're looking for at this point. Pollsmor, that hit actually cost Pollsmor about a second.
Destructor already got hit too, so I think it's gonna matter on that.
Yeah, that's true. Because we need to refill later on, and being short on health, taking one hit loses about a second, and every subsequent hit loses about half a second. And I think both of them do the door clip route, so they're gonna take a hit anyway. Hopefully we don't see anyone messing up the door clip. Which I don't know. Pollsmor running straight into the frozen pirate. I can't say that the door clip is something I've ever had any trouble with, but Pollsmor was a little slow on that ledge climb. I wonder. Nope, he didn't do the spin, but he should still get it. Yeah. Okay, good. Pollsmor's through the door. A little bit of a high five here from them. Destructor looks like he's in good position. Yep. Easy door clip for Destructor.
So we are starting to run out of places where Destructor can save time, though, so that's a little bit of a problem.
Well, I would venture to say that Destructor's late game is generally better than Pollsmor's.
But is it 25 seconds better?
That's the thing, I don't know.
We're going to be coming up to one of the bigger things here, which is called the glass tube estimate in like two minutes, maybe. That's going to be that's the only thing for a while anyway that is easy to mess up.
Yep. Glass tube is definitely one of the larger tricks we have left. Pollsmor. Oh my god.
Yeah, so if you're going to do that strategy, you have to shoot the
second super.
Yeah, and get to the super missile ASAP.
Yep.
Because I was going to say, that was really fast until he would gear depth, basically.
Yeah. Oh, Destructor also making a mistake, but a less costly one than Pollsmor's. Or is it about the same? Might be about the same.
It might be about the same, yeah.
Destructor doing the correct strat there.
What is the correct strat?
The turnaround, shoot beam, shoot super, morph.
Either strategy is fast for that room.
Interesting.
It doesn't matter. The morph, I guess, is easier, but it doesn't really matter what you do. I think it's. I don't even think a spark is going to happen there anyway. Like, so you don't have to worry about that either.
Yeah.
But They did this glitch in this funky route to save exactly one power bomb.
Yep, and that power bomb is going to be coming into play later. Yep. pollsmor jumped through the door to save 8 frames, but he's going to be losing all that time right there. Which is why I don't think jumping through that door is worth it here.
Do you even save the 8 frames there? I don't know.
No, you don't, because you have to go way out of your way to get the alarm detected. And otherwise you lose time in that room. So this is the trick we were talking about. pollsmor is going slow. Okay. Playing it safe. That's an opportunity for Destructor to catch up just a little bit if he does the space boost. pollsmor not falling through that room correctly whatsoever.
Oh yeah, that is garbage. I mean, I criticized John for his fall through that room. That's even worse.
pollsmor winning the lottery. It does nothing for him. Ooh, Destructor gets that space boost. That saves him another couple seconds on Pauls. Destructor doing a much better fall. The downside to the fall Destructor does is it's a little RNG reliant on getting that speed boost there, but he got the good RNG, so... And Destructor also won lottery. Wow. It does, because of the route they're doing, it doesn't actually benefit them at all, but it's still kind of cool to see. If they didn't do this route or get that extra power bomb drop, they'd have to keep a Shine Spark going all through this water section. And using the power bomb there is just so much easier.
So it's a 25-second difference right now between the two, so it's still pollsmor's race to lose.
Yep, I mean, at this point, I don't think there's enough major tricks left where Destructor can save that time over pollsmor executing properly. So we're just going to have to rely on pollsmor making mistakes, be they big, be they small. pollsmor doing the easier, but oh, Destructor missing that space boost. That's
not that much time.
Huge time loss, but still. Yeah, but I mean, Destructor needs all the time he can get.
He does, but that's not one of those things that I'm going to say would cost him the race. It's like half a second to a second, maybe. It's really.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I wouldn't say that that's gonna cost him the race. But I mean, it's close enough that time is going to be valuable to him.
Yeah, I think just to have a reasonable chance, Destructor needs to save 10 seconds and pollsmor needs to fail speed jump. The lassie tank somehow.
I mean, pollsmor does do the Shine Spark. He doesn't do the space jump. So, I mean, Destructor saves 10 seconds. Yeah. I mean, we need to see pollsmor make mistakes, basically. Like that fall. pollsmor, what are you doing in this room, man? pollsmor, those are the mistakes that Destructor needs to see. Like, Destructor needs to see pollsmor just making all sorts of minor errors everywhere that Destructor pollsmor. Pollsmor, what are you doing?
I missed it. What did he do?
He missed the zip line in this room.
Nice. Well, that's what Destructor needs.
Yeah, that's exactly what Destructor needs to happen. Destructor doing that room basically properly. This is another room where minor errors can really propagate. This room is terribly awkward to move through. Pollsmor did a pretty good job of it, though.
Yeah, it's probably one of my favorite rooms in a task.
Yes, that room is beautiful in the TAS. Hour 45, 1 hour and 45 seconds at the quote-unquote early power bomb for Pollsmor. That was a pretty good fall by Destructor, too. And 101.03, so 18 seconds for Destructor right now. I think Pollsmor doesn't do the space boost here, so that's another 2.5 seconds for Destructor if he gets it.
1.5 to 2 seconds. Oh, let's forget it.
What? Wait,
so
what?
Funny.
Did I say 2.5?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, I kind of combined them. Yeah, I can remember exactly what it is. Pollsmor not quite doing the correct strat there. Didn't shoot open the door, so he's going to have to cut his space boost a little bit short.
Alright, so Destructor got that one. Now that's probably 16 seconds now, I think, probably. Yep. Oh, even more, because he actually did shoot the door.
Yeah, I mean, Pollsmor did that pretty well. And Destructor does the space boost on the way back. I think that's another half second.
Yeah, and so he needed those 10 seconds as a win condition, and he's doing it.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly what Destructor needs. I don't know that he saved the full half second on that reverse space boost, but Pollsmor doing that room a little slow.
Yeah, you're meant to use your power bomb way early.
I know Destructor has trouble with that room too, so I'm not sure that that's going to actually make a difference.
And even if it is, the difference is such a minor one.
Yep. Yeah, that was fine.
Yeah, he didn't morph properly, but it's whatever.
Yeah, it's probably not much faster or slower than what Pollsmor did. Good climb for Destructor.
Alright, I'll let John do a bit of solo commentary for a few minutes. I need to do something.
Okay, bye, Sam. But yeah, after this little bit in criteria, we're going on another. Oh, Pollsmor missing that space boost. That's another second or two for Destructor if he gets that. Which he does. This is heating up. 103.48 for Pauls. And 104.03 for Destructor. So 15 seconds that Destructor needs to make up here. I mean, this is the last trick for a little bit right here. This ball spark that Pollsmor just got. It's not a particularly difficult one. So we're back to another segment where we're basically just looking for minor movement mistakes on Pollsmor's part. Because there's really not a lot going on here. We basically have to go all the way back out to where we fought Charlie to get a single powerbomb tank. There's a couple other items we're going to grab along the way, but we don't need to get them now. Pollsmor Making a minor mistake in that room. Destructor also not quite doing it properly either, so probably that evens out. Like, I don't know that Destructor can make up. I think he needs to make up about 10 seconds just on the movement at this point. I don't know that he can do that. But he's given it his all. I really gotta applaud him for this race, no matter how it ends.
So I just missed it. What happened while I was away? Anything interesting?
They both made some minor mistakes in the super missile tank room.
Okay. That's another one of those rooms where no one knows how to do it right.
Pollsmor not quite doing these rooms properly. Destructor opting to use his extra power bomb there. Makes sense.
People like to call that the comfy power bomb.
Because it is. It really just is a comfy power bomb.
I don't really care about that power bomb personally.
Yeah.
There aren't really any places to save time with power bombs on this route. So.
No, there really aren't. There's that, which saves frames, and then there's door power bomb, which also saves frames. It's one of the main disadvantages of this route. Extra power bombs really don't do any good for you. Ooh, Pollsmor might bonk that. Yep, that's small, but...
So you guess at 15? Let's see when that Destructor picks it up.
27. Or,
yeah,
12 seconds for Destructor.
So, as I predicted, it's going to rely on Pollsmor messing up the last energy tank. And I am...
At this... at this point.
I'm pretty... what I was going to say was that I'm pretty sure Pollsmor does the Shine Spark.
Yeah, he does. I mean, he can try for the space boost, or for the space jump, just to give himself an extra 5 seconds of leeway, but I mean, if you're not used to it, then that's a really big gamble.
Could still mess it up, though.
Yeah, absolutely. There are absolutely ways to mess up that E-Tank outside of missing actually getting to the E-Tank.
The Destructor has made a valiant effort in trying to beat Pollsmor. Oh, yikes.
Yeah, Destructor has done an absolutely incredible job of this since Torian. Like, he was, 45 seconds behind coming out of Torian?
Yeah. If he loses the race, I mean, he can only blame it on his controller, really.
Yeah, I mean, he gave Pollsmor, at least 30 seconds of free time. Pollsmor!
There's one of the
exactly the sort of mistake we were talking about. It's...
Oh my god.
Oh boy.
What's gonna happen?
No, Destructor?
Oh my god! Holy crap! Oh my god!
Oh man. This is sick. Destructor knows how to do this a little better. Oh my god.
This is amazing.
This just got Oh my god, Destructor. Oh my god, this is... this just got so good.
That is
Oh
amazing.
man.
That's if Destructor wins this, he's gonna have the most legendary comeback of all time.
Yeah, Destructor. Looks like he's having a worse NECA fight. Destructor. Pollsmor's not having a great time either. Dude.
What in the crap is this, dude? Oh my god.
Oh
Okay.
man.
Destructor is ahead by frames and has
He's
a
ahead.
backfired strat.
Yeah, he's ahead. Oh, but Pollsmor got the door bomb. Okay, that didn't make as much of a difference as I thought. I thought they were a little closer than that. Why does Pollsmor have so many power bombs?
Oh my god.
Neither of them does the proper strat for that room. Dude, this is so good.
Yeah, like exactly what I thought would happen happened.
Yeah, like
The win condition for Destructor happened, and
yeah,
it's so
it's
close.
not over. It's not over yet. We still have the escape spark coming up.
Yeah, and Black Pirates, but we'll see.
Yep. And that Black Pirates won't matter if escape spark doesn't happen for both of these players. This is the very last trick of the run.
Oh, Pollsmor has less super, so Destructor saves time here too.
Oh man. Okay.
Oh my god.
They're both out of the first room. Destructor goes fast. Gets it. Oh, Pollsmor. I don't think he's in the right spot. Nope, Pollsmor missed it.
Distractor wins
Oh
it.
my
Oh my god. Holy shit.
I can't believe
my
it.
God.
Oh, Destructor has the Black Pirates. I don't think badly enough to give Pollsmor the win at this point, but... Oh
He
my
wins
god,
it.
Destructor wins. Official SRL time of 1:11:56, SRL time of 1:12, flat for Pollsmor. Oh my god, I can't believe it.
Oh, that was crazy.
Oh my god, that was... Wow.
Distractor is a legend. He won
Wow.
this.
Wow.
He came back to win that. That's amazing.
Yeah,
oh my God.
that was incredible. Absolutely incredible. I really, really hope we get Destructor in here. Pollsmor doesn't actually talk, so I don't expect to hear from him, but... Oh man, that was so good.
That was incredible. Yeah. What was that about Pollsmor was getting top 2?
Yeah, I don't know about that, but I mean, that was two things. Destructor put up a crispy clean end game. I don't know why I decided for crispy and clean, but Destructor put up a very, very good end game, and Pollsmor also kind of choked it.
Yeah, right at the end, he doesn't do the fast strat, and he made the one mistake that he couldn't make. Like he can't mess up that room at all.
He was just a little too early with that spark. He sparked just on the very edge of the slope instead of on the flat. So, oh man, that was good. Oh, and we got Destructor right here. Okay, hi Destructor. In one word, describe your thoughts.
Top 10 anime comebacks.
Yeah, that was... Wow, that was incredible. Were you watching the race at the end of that?
I was like, after Torian, I basically dropped my GGs in the chat. I was like, play, don't care.
Dude, you put up a madly good end game. Like after Torian, you played so well.
I did, yeah. I even golded my back to criteria split.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. That was very, very clean overall.
So Destructor, I have one piece of advice for you.
Fix your
Fix your controller, dude. Yeah. I mean, but that was such a close race.
Yeah. Oh man, pollsmor. So what happened was pollsmor didn't break all the blocks to get down to Space Jump E-Tank,
Mm,
and he doesn't do Space Jump E-Tank. So you guys were basically synced
yeah, for the
from Space Jump E-Tank all the way through the mecha fight.
yeah, that's
Like you were probably about half a second ahead coming out of mecha.
Then, yeah, you were very slightly ahead. Then pollsmor messed up the spark.
Yeah.
So
he messed it up. Granted, if you're gonna screw it up, he screwed it up in the best possible way, but still. What he did was he sparked he was very slightly on that final slope. So he got through all the speed blocks but bonked before the tunnel.
Okay.
So you're advancing. Who are you advancing against? Who's you going to be the next opponent?
I got the bracket up.
Scotty.
Oh yeah, Scotty.
I mean, Scotty dies. You could win. I mean, weirder things have happened in this tournament.
Yep.
You know, this race just taught me something. When you're in a tournament bracket or something you really want to win or at least put up the best performance, do not play another game on this side. You better believe then what I was doing, I will drop it and play ZM now. I'll play ZM. Even though I don't beat Scotty, I want to put all the chances on my side because this was not a race I should have won.
It really.
No, it really
that was
wasn't.
A miracle win.
That was that was miracle on ice level comeback.
I will do my best to fix my controller. Yeah, I was 52 seconds behind Paul succeeding Ridley.
Yeah, you were done basically, and you won.
I was. I mean, at that point, I was like, "There's no way I'm coming back just from movement. I need a mistake from Paul's," and he did not do a mistake until the end. Like I was in the ball spark animation for the end, and I had live split open. It was like he still hasn't finished. So I was like, his end is just going to pop like 2 seconds right when I killed the black parts something. Yeah, that's no words. Comebacks.
That was really awesome to watch.
I'm sorry for all the bad performance at the beginning. I'll definitely do my best next run.
I mean, your bad performance in the beginning made the race, so.
Yeah,
I guess, yeah.
Like if you basically handed pollsmor 30 plus seconds just for free because of the controller.
Yeah, that's true. And there were still so many problems that just went for me, you know, missing speed jump twice. Kraid in itself, you know, when I fell down right before Kraid, it was not my controller. It was right after I fell down that it disconnected. So in some way, I actually had some bad RNG with all the crabs that were blocking my way after I replugged it. So I lost even more time because of it. But if I just didn't miss that shot, I would have not lost so much time. So there are a lot of things I will need to practice for the next race. But I will definitely do my best for the next one. I really don't want that to happen again.
You know, pollsmor is really not impressing me with his Tetris gameplay. He's pretty bad.
No, I'm not watching the stream right now. But
yeah, I think we're done now, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have anything else to say.
Just to announce that in 2 hours, I think it's on Speed Gaming 2, we'll have the last quarterfinal between Eagle and Mendatobi. I think it's on Speed Gaming 2. Let me just check that real quick.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
On Speed Gaming 4 in 2 hours, 2 p.m. Eastern, Mendatobi versus Eagle. Speed Gaming 4.
Do you have any commentators for that?
Nope. Not yet.
pollsmor, what are you doing?
I don't know if I'm going to be back in time for that.
I don't know that I'll be around for that either, unfortunately. But
yeah, me neither.
I don't know. This was a pretty good way to get my ZM race kicks.
Yeah, this was probably one of it's definitely the biggest comeback I've ever seen in a zero mission race.
Yeah, absolutely.
And at that level, it's not like pollsmor played bad. Honestly,
I
he
mean,
definitely beat his average by a lot for his tournament average.
Yeah, he at the end he completely just choked it though.
Yeah, he
got
choked.
in the back.
yeah, he choked the end pretty hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it only took one small mistake. I was saying towards the end that to win he needed to mess up the final E tank somehow, and he did. So
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
I mean,
you did a pretty good job of just like clawing back a second here, a second there.
Yeah, my late game was
But
great.
It was not. It wasn't quite enough. pollsmor did need to screw up, and he did.
yeah, if any of you play Mario Maker, it's equivalent of picking one of the smaller characters up and throwing them down in the pit, basically. All right.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I think that's it. Though we should probably end it now.
Yep, I think that's it. Good race, guys.
Yeah, thank you guys for commentating. I'm sure I'll have a blast from watching it.
Yeah, you should.
I was just here for the moment where you were trying to pretend you to hate each other. That was very funny. It actually distracted me for a bit, so maybe it kept me in the right direction. All right, thank you guys. See ya.
Take care.